doing it, but I am the best it is, the best it was, the best it ever will be. There have been none before me, there'll be none after me, therefore I am the one and only Jake Covey, and welcome to Wrestling Made Simple. We got an action-packed week this week with your news of the week, followed by your Raw and SmackDown reviews. Then we go into a review of Halloween Havoc 1998, followed by my Crown Jewel predictions, and then we have our drink of the week, followed by a reading for the Book of Rules and the Bell Droid of the week. But let's get into the news this week, as has a top star re-signed with WWE. Apparently not, as Drew McIntyre has yet to re-sign his new contract with WWE. He is still facing Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel, as far as we know, but apparently in 5 months, his contract will expire. I imagine he'll re-sign, just the way I see things, but we never know in wrestling. For all we know, he could say, you know what, I'm done, and I'm leaving, and I'm going somewhere else. It wouldn't shock me. I mean, since Edge went to AEW, nothing will shock me anymore with it. But I truly believe Drew McIntyre will resign. And congratulations to Carl Anderson, as him and his wife have welcomed in their 5th child today. A boy. Congratulations to them on their 5th child. And what is 2K planning for the next WWE 2K game? Apparently it will be an homage to Bray Wyatt, is what's making the rounds. I've heard that that's what it's going to be, and if it is, awesome, glad to see it. If there's anyone who deserves a tribute, it's Bray. That's the news this week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get into SmackDown. SmackDown kicked off with Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman in LA Knight. Yeah. Signing their contract for Crown Jewel. LA Knight, I don't even need to talk about the promo he cut. It's just perfect. LA Knight is truly someone who is ready to be on the main stage. Roman Reigns would sign a contract while LA Knight sat at the head of the table. He would then get attacked by Jimmy Uso, and LA Knight would then put Jimmy through the table. We then get the Street Profits versus the LWO. Santos Escobar and Carlito. The Street Profits would pick up the win, and Logan Paul would attack Rey Mysterio backstage during the match. I don't know why. I think that could be the one that steals the show at Crown Jewel. I like that match, and I could see it being a very good one. We then get Shotzi versus Chelsea Green in a singles match. Shotzi would pick up the win. Very cool to see Shotzi picking up a win on SmackDown. Not something you see every day. We then get John Cena saying he hasn't won a match in so long. I think the last time he won a match was actually against Triple H at the Greatest Royal Rumble. And Paul Heyman would come out and say it's SummerSlam 2021. Roman Reigns proved you are no longer the greatest of all time in the ring. Heyman gave Cena credit, saying he's one of the greatest talkers in history. But Solo Sikoa is going to take that away from Cena with a Samoan spike to the throat. Solo then attacked Cena from behind, hit him with a spinning Solo. Solo then laid Cena out with the Samoan spike. We then get Dragon Lee versus Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander has been repackaged. He has the long dreadlocks. He looks pretty cool. I really think that if they put this right, Cedric Alexander could be a cool singles star. We then get Bianca Belair announcing she will get her rematch for the WWE Women's Championship at Crown Jewel, as Bianca Belair will challenge Io Sky. I knew this match was probably going to happen. I knew they were going to put a women's match. I thought it would be someone else, but it's cool to see Bianca Belair getting a shot at it. We then get L.A. Knight, versus Jimmy Uso in okay match. LA Knight would pick up the win. Roman Reigns tried to spear LA Knight after the match, but Knight ducked it and then hit the Tribal Chief with the blunt force trauma to send the crowd home happy. I don't know if they're going to put the belt on Knight, but damn, that would be cool to see. LA Knight is so over right now. It's awesome to see where he's at. And from where he's come from, I mean, the guy was on a reality show. If anyone remembers, he was on The Rock's reality show, actually. So, and to be where he is now, the guy has truly worked on himself, and I could truly see him being a main event star. We then get Raw kicking off with the Judgment Day. As you had Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, and JD McDonough addressing the crowd, Sami Zayn would come out and said he will fight the Judgment Day wherever they are until they are no more. Rhea then offered Sami a match with Damian Priest tonight. We would then get NXT North America Champion Dominic Mysterio versus Ricochet. Ricochet would show off his skills in the match, but would unfortunately lose to Dominic Mysterio. We would then get a debut match as the Creed brothers would show up on Raw to fight Alpha Academy, and damn did they show up. The Creed brothers are truly amazing, and I love them in NXT. It's going to be awesome to see that how they transition into the main roster. Look very excited for this. We then get The Miz hosting Miz TV and teasing a bit of a babyface turn. By the way, the Creed brothers would win their debut. The Miz teasing a babyface turn. It was very fun to see this of The Miz. I actually liked him as a babyface going into WrestleMania 35. And I felt the time was cut short on him as a babyface. So I truly would like to see him have a better run at it. He would challenge Gunther for a match, and would then be put in a number one contenders match next week for the IC title. After this, we get DIY versus Imperium in a very good tag team match. DIY showing they have not lost a step as a tag team, even being away from each other for so long, of Johnny Gargano disappearing. Then you had Tommaso Ciampa going out injured. Johnny Gargano disappearing again. It's cool to see them back truly teaming together. I'm excited for this. It looks awesome. DIY was able to pick up the win after pinning Giovanni Vinci. We then get Candice LeRae versus Xia Li. You're really getting the whole Gargano family this week. It would lead to Xia Li picking up the win by referee stoppage, as you would have Candice LeRae sell a fake concussion. Apparently this is just storyline. Candice LeRae is not injured. We then get World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins versus JD McDonough of the Judgment Day. Seth Rollins would pick up the win as Priest came out with his Money in the Bank contract, but did not cash in. It looks like he might hold off till Crown Jewel. We then get a trick-or-treat street fight as Chelsea Green would take on Natalya, and they would both be wearing costumes. Natalya kind of looked like a bunny version of Catwoman, while you would then have Chelsea Green dress up as Bret the Hitman Hart, and Piper would dress up as Jim the Anvil Neidhart to basically throw salt on the wounds of Natalya. For those of you who don't know, that is Natalya's father, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. Chelsea Green would pick up the win after Nikki Cross would be under the table, showing she has not left WWE. I guess it is a storyline, so Nikki Cross is still in WWE, everybody. Hard to tell nowadays. Hard to tell. We then get Mr. Money in the Bank, Damian Priest, versus Sami Zayn in a very good match. It was fun. It was a good main event. Really started to build up interest to Crown Jewel. It would end via DQ after Jey Uso interfered on Sami's behalf. After the match, the Judgment Day would beat down Jey and Sami, but Cody Rhodes would come out and get involved. Cody Rhodes would save the day, and the three babyfaces would stand tall to end Raw. Very fun Raw. Did a very good job of building the Crown Jewel. I'm excited for it. I can't wait for this pay-per-view. I will be on vacation, but I will try to watch it while I'm on vacation. Ugh. Now, where's my Halloween? There it is. Let's move on to Halloween Havoc 1998, coming from the MGM Grand Arena with an attendance of over 10,000 people. A night when good battles evil is what the tagline was. This was one of the cooler stages because it had that giant demon holding the Halloween Havoc pumpkin. Oh, this was fun. But it did have a bad turn as the main event would be cut off due to the pay-per-view running long of 3.5 hours to the usual 3. And all the fans who paid for the main event, which was Goldberg versus DDP defending the title, Goldberg defending his title, would see the match later on Nitro the next night. Let's go to the card itself, though, as it would be Chris Jericho versus Raven for the WCW World Television Championship. This was a great match. I actually had fun with it. Chris Jericho would pick up the win by the walls of Jericho. You would actually have Raven cut an in-ring promo and then threaten to leave the ring. Chris Jericho would get him back in. They would jump off the ropes. Really show some style. Chris Jericho posing over Raven. That was fun to see. And then you would have Chris Jericho finally be able to lock in the walls of Jericho in what I think is the best match of the night. You then get Wrath versus Meng. Adam Bomb, the Night Stalker, and Meng, a King Tonga, King Hakua. Again, Meng in the WWF. It was a great wrestler, and this did not showcase his style whatsoever. It was a quick singles match, nothing to write home about. Wrath would pick up the win. I feel like this was just put on the card because the guy's name was Wrath, and that just worked. We then get Disco Inferno versus Juventud Guerrera for the Cruiserweight Championship. It would actually lead to a Cruiserweight Championship match later that night. You would have Disco Inferno pick up the win in a good showcase of the Cruiserweights. That's what WCW did one of the best. They would have Cruiserweight action, and I always did like that. Disco Inferno would pick up the win, and I'll get to that match later on. We then get Alex Wright versus Fit Finlay. Yep, that's right, Fit Finlay. Remember when he was at WCW? Weird times. Alex Wright would pick up the win in a 5-minute okay match. Again, nothing really to write home about. Alex Wright was a good wrestler. Fit Finlay, he's a great wrestler, but in my opinion, a way more amazing trainer. Alex Wright picks up the win. You think it's Saturn versus Lodi. Yeah, that was Perry Saturn versus Lodi, who... Let me do a little look up here. Yeah. He was a member of Raven's Flock. That was really all they did in WCW. And basically in his whole wrestling career, it was okay. 3-minute match. Probably one of the worst matches in the night. Nothing really to tell about this match. We then get Billy Kidman versus Disco Inferno, and again, a great cruiserweight show. The guys going off the top ropes, really showing what they could do. The flips, the way these guys could perform were unbelievable. And it's one of the reasons I actually missed the cruiserweight division in WWE, because of people like this. These guys really showed up. for a match because they were like, you know what, we might not get the full TV time, so let's show it. Let's show up. If you're looking for a fun cruiserweight match to watch, this is it: Billy Kidman versus Disco Inferno. You then get Rick Steiner and Buff Bagwell versus Scott Steiner and the Giant. It happened. The Scott Steiner and the Giant would retain their tag team titles. Again, nothing too great about this match. It's a fun tag team match, fun to look at. It would lead to the next match, which would be Rick Steiner versus Scott Steiner in no disqualification match. And Rick Steiner actually picking up the win over his brother in this match. It's funny to see Scott Steiner in the NWO after you watch the old promos of them running the Steiner brothers off the road in their cars, which was, God, it would actually be revealed, by the way, the cameraman was X-Pac, or Six as he's known in NWO. After this, we would get Scott Hall versus Kevin Nash. The split down the middle of the NWO would be strong to this point of you would have NWO Hollywood and NWO Wolfpack. By the way, Wolfpack for life. It was a fun way to go. You would have the Hollywood, the actors, the megastars of Hulk Hogan leading the black and white, and then you would have the unbelievable rapping West Side gimmick of Kevin Nash trying to lead the Wolfpack. And they would split Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, the former tag team champions. This was always they always said that they hated being split. It was not a good idea. Scott Hall would pick up the win in this match. They had great chemistry, but they never wanted to be split. We would then get Bret Hart versus Sting. Sting, who was a member of the NWO Wolfpack at the time, painting his face red, which I always loved that look for Sting. It was cool. It added something else to Sting of he would be wearing the white and black face paint when he was against the NWO, and for him to be a part of the Wolfpack was cool for me. This was a very good match. Bret Hart and Sting had awesome chemistry, and you really do wish they got a real world title feud, but unfortunately that would never happen. Bret Hart would pick up the win and retain his title. We then get your semi-main event. Let me put this into a picture. Tom Brady comes back and he plays for an AFC team. He goes back to the Patriots. And he's dominating the NFL. He's playing as hard as he can, beating records left and right, winning the MVP, about to go to the Super Bowl. And then he looks in, and who is he seeing coming out of the NFC? None other than Eli Manning. The man who could never beat. He has to play him in the Super Bowl. And then that Super Bowl is like 3-0. It's the worst Super Bowl ever. Nobody likes it. It's terrible. And that's what this match is. The way they built it was Hulk Hogan, NWO, awesome look, having fun as the NWO Hollywood. And then one night his lips quiver. He looks as scared could be as he sees the one man he could never beat in WWE. The Ultimate Warrior debuts in WCW, and it leads to a War Games match, and Hulk Hogan is as angry could be. He loses the title to Goldberg. And who is he playing but everyone but the Warrior? And he finally challenges the Warrior to the match. It's going to happen at Halloween Havoc. It's not going to be the main event. Oh, that's weird. Okay, well, it still could be a good match. Oh, no, this is shit. Oh, no. Oh, no. it was slow paced. It wasn't a Warrior match. It was more of what they tried to do with Goldberg in WWE. It was a 14-minute Hulk Hogan just basically dominating the Warrior. And it didn't help that the finish sucked. Of Hulk Hogan throwing a paper. He was supposed to throw a fireball into the Warrior's face, but it didn't work. He accidentally almost set himself on fire. And they had to call an audible. Hulk Hogan ends up pinning the Warrior to win. And it's just not good. It's just terrible. Hulk Hogan picks up the victory. We then get your main event, Goldberg versus DDP. Goldberg picking up the win in this match. It was very funny to watch this match back and actually see the full match. But still funny also go back and watch Nitro, and because I'm imagining being in the mind of a fan in 1998. Alright, this is going to be, it's been a shitty pay-per-view. The Warrior losing to Hulk Hogan, that sucked, but let's pick it back up. Let's have this great... Why is the main event not playing? Oh no. What's going on? And just having to tune into Nitro like, hey, what the fuck? And they would actually have the Nitro show off the regular match itself. So yeah. Goldberg would pick up the win. It was a good match. But damn it, they deserve so much more. Oh my god. Okay, pay-per-view. The set is awesome. And it's a set that if you haven't seen it, go look it up. That demon is always awesome. And it's something I wished would come back. But damn, this Hulk Hogan match just brings the whole pay-per-view down. I rarely go into the WCW well, ladies and gentlemen, so it's fun to go back and look at it, especially for Halloween, because it's spooky. But it was just, what the fuck. Anyway. Should we go with my crown jewel predictions for 2023? I think we should. So Crown Jewel actually does have a pre-show match, apparently, it's going to be Sami Zayn versus JD McDonough. If I had to pick anyone, I would say this one is actually going to be won by JD McDonough, and here's why. They want to build him as someone who can replace Damian Priest in the Judgment Day. So I see JD McDonough picking up the win here. We then get Seth friggin' Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for a World Heavyweight Championship. I say Seth friggin' Rollins is going to pick up the win. And then Damian Priest is going to cash in. And he's going to win the world title. Just my opinion. Fatal 5-way match for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley's retaining. There's no question in my mind. She's going to hold it till WrestleMania. And probably past WrestleMania because we want to get the Becky Lynch versus Rhea Ripley storyline of Becky Lynch maybe passing the torch a bit to Rhea Ripley. Roman Reigns versus LA Knight for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. They're starting to call it the WWE Championship again, which I like. Roman Reigns is supposed to take some time off after his pay-per-view and not go to Survivor Series and not show back up till WrestleMania. Or at least a build to WrestleMania. LA Knight's going to win this match. And then it's going to lead to Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight at WrestleMania. It's what I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind seeing that. And that way you have Cody Rhodes finishing the story. And Roman Reigns be able to face The Rock at WrestleMania. Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul for the United States Championship. I think Rey Mysterio is going to win, but this one's 50-50 in my opinion. 50-50 either way. I'd be fine with either or. I think Rey Mysterio wins this. We then get Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest in a singles match. I think Cody Rhodes. I don't think it's going to be a long match because you're going to have Damian Priest got to conserve his energy and then cash in. John Cena versus Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa, I think, is going to win this match. And it's going to lead to a longer build for a match at WrestleMania. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. Io Sky's going to retain here. And you're going to have Io Sky versus Dakota Kai versus Bayley at WrestleMania. Well, that's my predictions, ladies and gentlemen. I could see a lot of these going either way, but there are some, like the Women's Championship match and some others that I just don't see changing at all. Ugh, I could use a drink. How about the Joker for Halloween? This is a green drink, and you gotta rim the glass with a little bit of purple sugar. You gotta take 2 ounces of cherry vodka, half an ounce of Bacardi rum, 1 ounce of melon schnapps or any melon liqueur you have lying around. That's green. And 3 ounces of sweet and sour mix. You're going to add all the ingredients to a shaker. Shake with ice. And then again, rim the glass with purple sugar. Fill the glass with ice. Pour your mixture into the glass. Garnish with a cherry. And you have the Joker. A very cool drink. Actually a very fun drink. Delicious tasting. Happy Halloween for that drink. It's a nice candy drink. Please drink responsibly. Do not drink and drive. Do not drink if you are under 21 in the United States. And do not overconsume on alcohol. And now we're reading from the Book of Rules. A letter from Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man. The lovely Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man Randy Savage request the honor of your presence for the wedding to be held in the middle of the ring at Madison Square Garden, Monday night, August 26, 1991. A reading from the Book of Rules. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the Bell Droid of the Week. The Bell Droid of the Week is very weird for me this week, as I was looking at it thinking there's really no Bell Droid to really give it to, and then I remember Monday Night Raw. And the Bell Droid of the Week this week is Nikki Cross. I don't know what's going on with her character. I don't know what's going on with the way they're portraying her, but she deserves a little bit better. I'm not saying she deserves to be the main eventer. Put her in for the tag team titles. This is why you need a mid-card title for the women. I truly believe that. Just my opinion. Nikki Cross deserves a little bit better than what they're giving her. So, because of that, Bell Droid of the Week. Congratulations.
Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening. Have a happy Halloween. I hope you enjoy Crown Jewel. I'm going to take some much-needed time off. We'll be back next Tuesday. Have a great week in wrestling. See you guys later.